I want to talk about the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I believe that those bombings were some of the worst acts of violence ever in the history of mankind. And it was one of the most unethical acts in the history of mankind. I am strongly against the atomic bombings, and anybody who is in support of it, as far as I'm concerned, is an idiot. I can't describe somebody any other way other than that, because we are talking about the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. To drop an atomic weapon on them is the worst possible thing that you can do. I'm not going to go into whether or not the war could have been won for the Americans with the atomic bomb or not. I really don't care. I remember when I was in high school and we were doing this bullshit debate on World War II and the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And the teacher was such a fucking idiot. He kept on insisting that if we argue against the atomic bombings, we have to figure out some way to justify America winning, even if they didn't bomb those areas. From my point of view, I really don't care whether America won World War II or not. That's not my problem. I wasn't alive back then, and I'm not a military strategist or a tactician working for the United States military. I don't get paid to do that, so I don't have to think about that. That's not my concern. My concern is for the lives of innocent people who are killed by a barbaric and savage attack, like dropping a nuclear weapon on a country. Now the problem is, America apparently has no compunction against using nuclear weapons as long as they can get away with it. Now if you saw my video on violence, justifiable violence, you understand this concept. As long as you can get away with it, then it's logical to do so. So America had no ethical compunctions against dropping the atomic bombs. After World War II, America contemplated dropping atomic bombs on both Korea, North Korea, China, and Vietnam. Because at the time, you know, during this time period, no other countries had atomic weapons. So really, the current situation where we only use nuclear weapons as deterrence is motivated simply because of mutually assured destruction. America had no ethical compunctions at all. So what the fuck does that say about America's attitude? That we can just go around killing people as long as it's in our best interest? That's barbaric. It's wrong. We need to understand more about the human nature and what we're doing to each other. And in the case of war, it becomes clear that ethics that we would normally have get thrown out the window in favor for absolute victory. We need to understand each other more. America saw Japan as an alien nation because they looked different from whites. They had less of a reason to care about them when they dropped those bombs. And it's horrible when you demonize and you make another human being less than what you are by using dehumanizing names like Japs, or in the case of Vietnam, Gooks. They do this to make them forget that these people are humans. And they are. And we always have to remember that. You cannot ever look at another human being as subhuman. And unfortunately, that is what has happened in war, including the Iraq and Afghanistan wars as well. Because that leads to atrocities committed by the higher-ups and by the grunts themselves. So let me know how you feel in the comments section, whether you are in favor of the atomic bombings or against it, and let me know why.